George Harrison was nearly died after repeatedly being stabbed over 40 times. A biography of the Beatles member, penned by Philip Norman, George Harrison, The Reluctant Beatle, launched in October 2023. The book presented describes the horrible occurrence and the unexpected jest that came out of George's mouth during. On December 30th, 1999, George and his second wife, Olivia, were asleep at their own Friar Park mansion when Olivia woke up due to a noise that she thought was glass breaking from a falling chandelier. But then, Olivia believed there was an intruder in their home, so she woke up George. George proceeded to inspect the issue as Olivia contacted the police. George realized there was a cigarette scent and observed the intruder in the Great Hall as the man clutched a stone sword from a statue in his Friar Park's home garden plinth in one hand and a kitchen knife in the other. The invader went towards George, and the musician attempted to seize the knife from him. This led to a short tussle between the two as they collapsed on some meditation pillows. The invader went on top of George and proceeded to stab him many times in his upper torso. While he was being stabbed, the musician thought, "I'm being murdered in my own house." Olivia ended up protecting her husband as she initially grabbed up a brass poker and laid into George's attacker with it. But that didn't appear to work, so she used a light and bludgeoned the intruder with it. George was stabbed almost 40 times, with only one just barely missing his heart. However, he had ruptured one of his lungs. Olivia was also hurt with a laceration on her forehead that needed stitches as well as being bruised and badly cut. Despite the harrowing incident, George maintained a sense of humor as he informed a representative for the Royal Berkshire Hospital in his first comment following the attack. He wasn't a burglar, but he certainly wasn't auditioning for the traveling Wilburys. The assailant was a 34-year-old guy called Michael Abram from Liverpool. Michael was a paranoid schizophrenic, and according to the writer, Michael developed an infatuation with the Beatles that escalated into hate and jealousy. He felt his homicidal mission to assassinate George was doing God's will. Michael was acquitted by reason of insanity and ordered to be imprisoned indefinitely at a mental hospital near Liverpool. Although in July 2002, he was declared suitable to be released back into the community. Then in 2005, it was announced Michael was preparing to be a volunteer consultant for the Citizens Advice Bureau. The Liverpudlian apologized and pleaded for forgiveness in a letter to the Harrisons in November 2000. He apologized for seeking medical help, saying that physicians never told him he was suffering from schizophrenia or any mental illness. Furthermore, he asserted his conviction that his delusions were real and that he was being affected by some kind of witchcraft. George died of cancer in November 2001, barely 2 years after the attack. It's been reported that the attack may have made his cancer worse. The My Sweet Lord singer was diagnosed with throat cancer in 1997 and later fought lung cancer and a brain tumor before his death.